Good evening, proletariat! Welcome to Turbo Tuesday, the show where we test the mettle of whatever boss Reddit is salivating over this week. As always, we built a list designed to showcase our CEO of choice to test their business acumen. After a head-to-head, we'll give them a performance review and decide if they're likely to make it in the free meta, or if they need to be sent to a Siberian gulag. Today we're examining two field spells with proliferation agendas, or should I say, board nukes. Let's take a look at DESKBOT Base and World Legacy Scars. Before we check out today's corporate stooge, however, a word about our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck, the best online site for database searching, deck building, and strategy articles, all conveniently located at YGOPRODECK.com. The first Doomsday device is DESKBOT Base. It reads, all DESKBOT monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can reveal any number of DESKBOT cards in your hand and shuffle them into the deck, then draw the same number of cards. You can banish 9 DESKBOT cards with different names from your field and or graveyard except DESKBOT Base, shuffle all cards from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard into the deck. The second weapon of mass destruction is World Legacy Scars. Its text is, all mekk-knight monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can discard 1 mekk-knight monster or 1 World Legacy card, draw 1 card. You can banish 8 mekk-knight monsters with different names from your graveyard or face up from your field, send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard. These two field spells both functionally win the game. One hits harder, the other more often. Who will make it to the next round of our interviewing process? Well, let's send our leaders to the Percy ladder. The DESKBOT deck is designed to deep draw with dangers, while the World Legacy one mostly just makes mekk-knights. Whose performance will be more persuasive? Let's find out. DESKBOT is going to begin with a copy of Allure of Darkness. They'll banish a dark monster from the hand before activating the effect of Chupacabra, discarding a 2 and special summoning itself. They'll trade in for a couple more cards before activating Jackalope's effect, getting a Chupacabra from deck, and Mothman's, discarding a snake and summoning the snake as well. They'll normal summon a copy of DESKBOT 1 and make the first of what should be many Saruyas. Next, they'll activate the effect of Skull Det to go into a Mothman so they can activate Dugaris' effect, bringing back a 2. That 2 is a prime target for machine duplication, adding a pendulum to hand alongside the other scale and a copy of DESKBOT Base. However, they are still missing a huge number of DESKBOTs. Hopefully they'll be able to resolve it. They're then going to link into the second copy of Saruya, drawing 4 cards, and well, a 4 is a start. They'll activate Base, set scales, and pendulum summon 1. Unfortunately, I believe they're 3 DESKBOTs off. Hopefully they'll find them in the coming turns. mekk-knight will begin with an Upstart Goblin and a World Legacy's memory for Girsu, sending a copy of Zahondo! They'll activate purple before activating the effect of Blue Sky. Blue Sky, of course, will add a mekk-knight to hand, and they'll special summon red afterwards, link summoning a Morningstar, and adding a copy of World Legacy Survivor. That's an incredibly powerful pickup. It allows them to find this copy of World Legacy's secrets and bin 5 mekk-knights to the graveyard. Next, they'll go into purple again and reborn both purple and indigo before attacking over the remaining board of the DESKBOT player. They left 4, but with the secret set, it's not very potent. For turn, they draw an Ogopogo. They'll go to battle phase, but secrets means that if they attack in a column that a mekk-knight occupies, that damage step effect is not going to activate. There's still several DESKBOTs away. Inversely, oh boy, that's World Legacy Scars. The mekk-knight player will draw for turn. They'll activate World Legacy Scars, discard 1 of the mekk-knights in hand, draw into a second copy to discard the yellow, go into Counter-Revolutionary, the World Legacy Key Smasher, and then find a copy of Avram. That enables the activation of World Legacy Scars. After making a couple of link monsters, they will activate it, and there goes the extra deck! With no more Saruya, things look dire for the DESKBOT player, and likely they aren't going to live to see their next turn. They'll summon this copy of purple, summon this copy of Jack Knight, and get all the way in for well over lethal. Well, we're back. And just how do the petit bourgeois perform? Let's consult our super scientific metrics above. First, let's deliberate on DESKBOTs. I'm awarding this completely legal embassy a 1 in terms of consistency. Even with a 60% danger density, 9 monsters and a spell is a tall order for any deck. I'm awarding this IAE banned facility a 1 in terms of investment. It doesn't actually do anything particularly relevant in DESKBOT even. You wouldn't include it unless you're specifically attempting to cheese. Finally, I'm awarding the Bungaloid base a 3 in terms of payoff. It does win you the game if it deploys. It just never deploys. Next, let's scour Scars. I'm awarding this strip mine a 2 in terms of consistency. It's actually pretty frequent that you fulfill its condition, especially in the already playable mekk-knight archetype. I'm awarding this affront to Mother Earth a 2 in terms of investment. You've got to dip pretty deep into the pool, but Dingirsu is incredible at smoothing out draws. Who would have thought that a card named Dingirsu would be broken? Finally, I'm awarding this cataclysmic consequence a 2 in terms of payoff. Banishing the extra deck isn't exactly lights out, especially if your opponent gets the first crack at board building, but when combined with the already magnificent mekk-knights, it's more than enough. With this said, my final verdict is a congratulations to World Legacy Scars. Cameraman, prepare the first strike!